Light!
Wait.
What are you doing?
Can't find them. I can't find him.
What?
I tried to find Spider-Man, but just like in the movies, he did.
Oh my god.
He had to go. He didn't want to go, but he had to go. So we just have him.
Oh.
America. Okay. And the portrait pose and smile. Wait for it. Hello! Hello! Come here, darling. Okay. So, you don't know exactly what we're doing. But for all you watching, this is the big thing you need to know about what we're about to talk about. Watch her reaction. Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. And welcome to the Avengers Infinity War review / breakdown.
Hi guys, welcome back to the DisappearingQuirks!
Why does he sound like a between man?
Okay, start. He's waving. No. No, stop.
What? Hey guys, welcome back to DisappearingQuirks. Today we are doing a breakdown / review of the much anticipated Avengers Infinity War. As you can tell by wonderful Captain America in between us here. So we'll be doing this in 3 parts. We're going to give a very tiny little review to start. Then we're going to talk about the characters, basically who's dead, who should stay dead, and who we think might die. And we'll wrap it up with a what we think will happen in the future and how this movie has impacted the first 10 years of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Woohoo! But just to be clear, just to be clear, right off the flippin' bat here, spoiler alert. Starting it off with plot. Okay, Cap, just calm down. It's alright. Okay. Oh.
Tiny review to start. And might I add, this is an interesting vlog because we got Big Nerd over here and this person who we had to make watch the 16-minute video about all the Marvel movies to go see this movie.
Hi.
So we got 2 perspectives going here.
Hi, my name's Taylor and I was supposed to watch 18 movies before watching this movie, and I did not do that. So as far as plot goes, I think that this is like really big coming from someone who doesn't know much about anything that goes with heroes yet. I'm still working on it, so don't be mad at me. But that movie was phenomenal.
The thing you need to know about this movie, it does a wonderful job of not only giving you the Easter eggs and all the little callbacks to other movies for diehard fans, but it wraps basically the first 10 years up in this movie. Because she had never seen this, and yeah, we caught her up a little bit, but like it does a very good job of helping those along who have not seen other movies.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you're not already submerged in it, it's going to submerge you into it so that you understand what's going on right off the bat. It's one of those movies that even if you don't know anything, you will know everything.
For anyone who like doesn't want to watch all the other like almost 20 movies, but you want to have some background knowledge, the big ones you need are essentially just the Avengers series, the last Thor, and the Guardians. Because that's something I told Taylor a lot. If you watch the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, you're good for this. Guardians is essential for Thanos. Because as much as this is an Avengers movie, it's Thanos' movie. It's about him, it's about what he's doing, and it's basically kind of his victory story. We'll get to that.
Spoiler!
Piggybacking off of plot, I would say the MCU as a whole does a really good job of serious and humor. They've skewed a lot more comedy lately, but this movie, you can tell from the trailers and just the impending doom of all the news around it, it's definitely a bit more serious. It's a lot more heavy. There's some moments where you're going to cry.
And yet, somehow, they managed to keep it lighter than walking the streets of Gotham. Finally.
Finally. Hello.
Let's just talk about how there's like 50,000 people in this cast and almost all of them are big name actors, and somehow they all get like tons of screen time and you know every single character and you don't feel shorted on anyone, and it's amazing.
This is where the nerd perspective comes in here because I researched this. The Russo brothers who directed the movie, they explained it perfectly. Some of the characters you're going to wish you had a little bit more time with, but everybody gets the amount of screen time that they deserve and that they need to fit into the story. Like, no one gets an excessive amount, no one gets too little, even though you might want to see them more. They all fit into the puzzle that is this movie.
So like Thanos. Go.
Is that all you got?
Oh, he kills a lot of people.
Thanos has been around for the last 10 years, but he's never really been a big part of it. Like, you've seen him behind everything, and you knew that he was always kind of looming in the background, waiting.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie does a fantastic job of essentially introducing this character, even though he's been built up for however long. Because he's not just generic, I want to destroy the world. They give him character, they give him backstory, they give him actual motives that honestly you kind of find yourself saying, okay, I kind of see where you're coming from.
Yeah, I mean,
You're going a little overboard, but we see your points. My all-time favorite scene of this movie is Thanos with Gamora getting the Soul Stone. Because, I mean, that, as evil as it is, it shows that he actually did end up caring for her, and it was the most impactful scene, I think, of the movie. And I just think it shows such a, like, deep kind of connection and story that's been built, even though you haven't really seen interaction between Gamora and Thanos yet, but you get everything in that scene. You get her hate, you get his love, but doing what he has to do to get his ultimate goal, which is having the Infinity Gauntlet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just a powerful scene, honestly one of the most powerful things I've watched in any movie ever. Only complaint.
Only complaint.
Only complaint. We didn't get the cool superhero shot of everyone together.
Ah.
That's probably going to come in part 2, or whatever it's going to be called.
Hopefully.
And I will say on a more serious note, for those of you expecting a conclusion to this story, you're not going to get that.
Exactly, which is why you don't get a conclusion with us. Bye.
That's
No,
not
just
happening. Yeah, we're just going to end now. On a scale of 1 to 10 Infinity Gauntlets, what do you give this movie?
kidding. 1 to 10 Infinity Gauntlets. How about Infinity? It was really good.
Wow. This is the most impressive movie I've seen just in terms of what they had to do. Like, props to the directors, because they had the gigantic fan base that gets angry very easily, and they had all the people who wanted to see it but didn't know anything, and they managed to balance the million characters that they had. And it ends up becoming this plot that weaves everything together perfectly, and they did probably the best job they could have. Like, I don't think there's any other thing they could have done to make this movie better. Okay.
Who's dead and who's gonna stay dead?
And who do we want to die?
Who do we want to die? I think I only have one person I want to die.
First up on the long list of dead people, that the movie freaking starts out with a Heimdall and Loki.
When you sit down for a movie and it opens with people just dying,
Who have been around for
everywhere.
multiple movies, might I add.
Yeah, like opening with people dying that literally, like, you don't even get to really see them in the movie because, like, yeah, that's just like, what the heck? Like, it's like if we opened DisappearingQuirks and we just, like, said hello and then a meteor struck Jack down from the sky. Like,
So here's the thing, people are talking about who's coming back, and for these first 4, and I'm gonna mention Heimdall here because he's the reason I don't want to believe this, but for these first 4, I honestly hope they stay dead, because as sad as it is and as depressing as it was to see a lot of our favorites go, these movies aren't going to have any impact or any suspense in the future if they just bring everybody back in the second one.
no, Marvel's gotta have some grit.
Heimdall, I think he's dead. He's gone for good. First of all, that actor probably wants out because he's just been in a supporting role now. He's a big name actor. Loki, as much as everybody wants him to come back, Thor explained it in the movie, he's come back 2 times already.
Yeah.
He's played his tricks. His story, I think, ended right there when I liked the little line of Odin's son. Of, like, he's accepted who he is, he's with his brother for good now, and that was his way of ending that long arc that we've had with him. And I think it was a quick and abrupt end, but it ended the story, I think, the only way it could have. without it just dragging on and on and on, repeating things.
Yep, and I don't know Loki very well, but I still agree.
Gamora, there are rumors speculating that she'll be gone for a little bit, but might come back in Guardians 3. There's been talk from James Gunn that that's what that story is going to focus on, and we don't know how. I don't have any evidence to back that up, but there are rumors speculating that she might be dead for a little bit to have that impact, but she might come back like later.
There could be speculation that if like the gauntlet itself is destroyed and the stones are redispersed, then the soul stones sacrifice is not necessarily like maybe it's null and void.
Our poor Vision.
Don't talk
Poor
about
wonderful
it. I like him so much.
Former red and green, now gray Vision. In terms of how he could come back, they mentioned in the movie that he is a combination of the Stone, Bruce, and Tony, and a little bit of Ultron. My thinking, the only like plausible way that I'd be okay with them bringing him back that's not cheesy and kind of anticlimactic. Black Panther's sister Shuri, she finished something. She didn't finish getting the stone out of his head, but she finished whatever she was doing, because she closed it out and she left him. And I don't think, knowing her from the movie in Black Panther, that she would just drop that. Like, she's not that type of character. I think she wasn't working on separating him from the stone, but I think she might have been getting the consciousness and the mind that is Vision out of that body, or at least a copy. And I think if she gives that to Tony, if he makes it back and if he has time to do that, we might see him again, just in a different form and possibly without powers. And then the big old pile of dust.
Okay, so for like 2 weeks now, I've been yelling at everyone who said that they are dead, but then Jack pointed out that they could be dead, and now my hopes and dreams are just murdered.
Okay, well here's
dust.
the thing. They're not all dead. Because let's talk about how Black Panther made billions of dollars at the box office. They're not killing him off. They just brought Spider-Man in. They're not killing him off. They just brought Doctor Strange in. They're not killing him off. A lot of them are going to come back. I don't know how. I think it's going to involve the Time Stone. I think there's just going to be a lot of time travel in the next movie, which might get confusing. But I think all the dust will form into people again. The majority of the characters that stayed are the old ones. Like, all the new characters are the ones that supposedly died. And they're not just going to kill off the new generation of heroes, because then there's nowhere for this thing to go.
Well, there's that, and then there's also the fact that, like, half the universe can't just die. Like, I don't think even in Marvel Universe that works. Because, like, what if the president was one of those people that just...
The second movie, there have been photos that have been released of Tony and Cap and Thor in their old costumes from the first Avengers movie. And that's either flashbacks or them going back to that point, and possibly Tony, when he brings the bomb up into space, people are thinking he might go face off with Thanos then, and kind of take him by surprise and go back. And there's a whole lot that can go wrong from that, and that's going to change, but that's time travel. In terms of death, we've talked about who will stay dead. Next movie, this little man right here might be in trouble, because the two big deaths that were talked about forever with this one was Iron Man and Cap. Iron Man almost died, but then Doctor Strange saved him, even though he said he wasn't gonna. For the next movie, that'll probably be the end for Cap somehow. He'll go out. I think they hinted at it a little bit when he was holding Thanos back, and Thanos got a little bit of a, like... Cap will probably get his big heroic outing. Death. I'm sorry. Now, in terms of Iron Man, I don't think they're going to kill off Robert Downey Jr., and the reason I'm sticking with that is because I think he's going to turn into kind of like the Stan Lee cameo. I think he's going to be in the background. I think he'll probably get hurt enough that he'll have to retire from being Iron Man, but I think he'll always be that guy that's there every now and then to help out and give advice and be that, like, old mentor kind of figure.
Yeah, because it's already kind of like
fathering. He's been to Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
Who better be back, because we all cried during that scene. This movie did everything it could to pay homage to the first 10 years of the MCU, and it did everything it could to also give way to the next 10 years and however many years after that's gonna come. And I've never been sort of thrown away. Hello? honestly, if you're a fan, if you've never seen these movies, if you've seen some but you just aren't really sure, you need to go watch this movie.
You do. It doesn't matter. It
Like,
doesn't matter.
It's one of the best cinematic experiences you'll get. There's something to be said of what impact this movie will leave on you. And I think it's important for everyone to be able to see it and figure out that impact for themselves.
Alrighty. So I think that basically wraps up Infinity War for us. Yeah.
We'll be back. Hopefully a little less depressed the next time around.
Jackson is cradling Captain America off to his possible death.
Because we'll bury him for the next one.
That is terrible.
We'll bury-
Alright, see you next time, guys. Bye.
What? I didn't do my stitch first. Bye.
Ah! This is my new boyfriend. Ah! You can't even tell that you're slow dancing with him because you're not in the front. You look like a falling leaf. Ah! Oh, no. Stop. Jackson.
All my friends are dead.
Space, so if we can upload it to the drive now would be probably smart. Jackson.